John DeSando.
Classics, let's go to the movies and share some popcorn, soda pop with our friends. Turn off our cell phones and get away. Night or day, it's John DeSando on the radio. We'll watch the credits from up high and low. Cinema Classics.
Cinema Classics is produced and hosted by John DeSando. Listen to shows Thursdays at 8:01 p.m. on WCBE 90.5 FM. And listen to shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm K G Kline.
And this is Cinema Classics. And it's hard to think, Ken, that before Disney and Pixar there was any animal allegory in the world.
Oh my gosh, what we do. We had Watership Down in the 70s. I mean, and we can go back long, long ways, all of the Looney Tunes cartoons. But we're talking today, folks, about Andy Serkis, that Andy Serkis from Lord of the Rings, Gollum, my precious, has directed a new animated version of Animal House, of Animal Farm, the George Orwell novel now turned into an animated movie. And John, this is the most fascinating movie I have seen all year.
And it is probably the lowest rated movie I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah, IMDb has 2.5.
Oh, I am disappointed to hear
Well,
that.
we're here.
Not enough English lit majors out there watching this movie.
I mean, we're here because we are promoters of film when we can be. And I want very much to do this because I felt somewhere somebody's missing something universally disliked by critics, universally. And I'm trying to figure out what they don't like about it, but I also want to figure out what we like about it.
Well, I know what I like about it.
Yeah.
I like that it is a thought-provoking movie. And I like that it takes a classic work of literature, Animal Farm, which is generally not read by the public much anymore, unless you happen to be an English lit major or maybe a poli-sci major. You're not going to touch this book. This book was about the fall of the Soviet Union under Stalin in the 1930s. How Stalin, as a megalomaniac, as a narcissistic monster, came into communism, which was all about everybody being equal, and perverted it into something that was for his own gain. And what Andy Serkis has done, which I just love, is he has brought this story out of the 1930s Russia and into the 20th century America, changed it so it is about big business and consumerism and commercialism, and shown how a narcissistic person can partner with big business to lead the entire country astray.
And another element of this that I think critics did not like, which doesn't bother me because endings don't, by the time I get to an ending, I don't really care. I already got it. But the ending here, which is pretty soft, and one that might be acceptable for smaller kids, I think critics have been complaining about. Now that's when they're not understanding the criticism of totalitarianism and not understanding that by the time you get to the end, it's pretty much done its damage.
I think critics are looking for a faithful adaptation of Animal Farm. They're looking for the story as it was in the book, brought to the screen so that we have a faithful rendition of George Orwell. But Andy Serkis has done something, in my opinion, that's better. He's made it relevant. He's made us look at it and say, oh, this monster, this Napoleon, the character, not only applies to Joseph Stalin, it applies to somebody that we can identify very much in today.
Right, and we don't need to even do that because it is pretty universal with totalitarianism. It's going to happen. And this is what it's going. And they're going to be corrupted, and we're going to be all disappointed because we thought that having a new dictator would be a good thing, and it wasn't. It has never been. I don't think it has ever been, and I don't think it ever will be. So you are right. You're right in the sense that Orwell didn't have to even comment on the Soviet Revolution for us to understand that this is the way life can go.
He did it through satire,
Yeah.
which is what's so great about Animal Farm is it satirizes what Stalin did in the 1930s. It satirizes the killing of Trotsky, the fall of all of the generals and the purges, and how a great idea can be perverted by somebody who is just in it for themselves.
And by the way, Trotsky's more like we are, I guess you might say. I mean, we're the antithesis of what happened.
Yeah, Trotsky was the idealist. Trotsky
Yeah.
was the person who said, let's do this for everybody. And consumerism and commercialism has an element of that too. We all say, well, let's have laws that protect consumers. Let's have the FDA and the EPA. Trotsky was the proponent of that kind of ideal. But of course, it doesn't take long for somebody to come along and say, we don't need the FDA, that's in the way. We don't need the EPA, that's in the way. All we need to do is listen to me.
And believe me, you don't have anybody better to take over than Stalin, for instance. I mean, you talk about brutal, and you can look at any of your dictators today, even Putin. And I don't think it compares with the ruthlessness of Stalin.
Yeah, Stalin killed anybody that stood in his way, and anybody that might know something that could stand in his way.
And in this, it's really, look, this is an animation, and there are some really cool parts in it. For instance, I've always liked Seth Rogen, and as the voice of
Napoleon, yes.
And I love it when he riffs on his own laugh. They have fun. He has fun with his laugh. Rogan has this distinctive laugh. It kind of
he realizes he is so over the top, but everybody is blindly conforming to him. So he doesn't care when he goes too far because they're going to just fall along behind anyway.
Right. And Glenn Close as his
the big business representation.
Right. Yes. And she and he are forming an alliance that took the animals a while.
And this is the element that Andy Serkis introduces to the story, because of course the original Animal Farm is about communism. This one is about he introduces big business as another part of the problem. Big business isn't concerned with individuals. Big business isn't concerned with protecting the betterment of everyone. Big business is only there to serve itself.
Yeah, and as in the recent Sheep Detectives, it doesn't take long for the herd to figure out something wrong has happened, but it does take long enough for these people to take over. And like in this one, in Animal Farm, it didn't take long for Napoleon to take over. He just a little bit of a dance he did for them to make it sound like he was going to be working for them, and
he knows how to work the crowd.
Yeah.
He knows how. See, Snowball, who represented Trotsky in the book, and today represents in this movie, I would say the liberals, the people who are concerned about the betterment of everybody, is pushed aside, and the wisdom of Snowball is pushed aside when Napoleon forms the cult of Napoleon.
Yeah.
And then you have the sheep, who are very aptly portrayed as the blind conformity, who just go along with whatever Napoleon says, because Napoleon is so charismatic. He's so convincing that even though what he says is just pure evil, they just go along with him.
And would you say that I'm not too far out to say that Donald Trump painted a picture of Hillary Clinton that just destroyed her? And in the way I think we have, what you're suggesting there is that once they take over, they'll just disband who was ever promising good, or just
in the book Napoleon has them killed as Stalin did. In the movie we don't see any of that really on screen.
No,
but it is definitely implied.
Yeah, and they do go after her. I'm thinking right on Animal Farm.
Snowball's a her in the movie, a him in the book.
Right, yeah, and they do go after smirking her reputation.
Yeah, and then driving her out, and it's implied that, we hear she never came back, but it's implied that she was murdered.
Yes.
But I also like Jim Parsons of Big Bang Theory in this.
Yeah.
Jim Parsons plays the one sheep who, through an accident, has his hair cut off, and now his hair is cut out of his eyes, and there's an allegory there that he is now the one who has woken up and realized, wait a minute, this is not good. He's the sheep that realizes, I shouldn't be following this guy. His eyes have been literally opened. Carl, and he does a great job. Not only is Carl, but is the voice of all the sheep. But he is the voice of dissent, and nobody listens to him.
Right.
He's there saying, wait a minute, maybe this isn't such a good idea after all. But the rest of the sheep just go, Napoleon, 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 no matter what he says or how evil it is.
And a good guy is Boxer, right?
Boxer is the workhorse,
Yeah.
and Boxer is very faithful to the book.
Yeah.
Boxer represents the workers, the people who honestly believe in the dream of equality, who are willing to do their part and then some to toe the line and make it happen, and who never really believes that it's all falling apart. Even when it's obvious, they're so devoted to their belief and their faith that they just can't bring themselves to realize what's going on.
All right, K G Kline, we have quite a bit more to discuss.
Oh, we all have a full podcast, folks.
And we will do that in our podcast, which you have to go to WCBE.org and look at the podcast experience. And in this case, it's going to be our Cinema Classics child called what's our podcast? Our double
Okay.
our double take.
Double take.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll have to go to double take to listen.
To listen and double take.
Listen to double take.
And so we are there going to discuss other animal movies.
Yes.
And perhaps some things about what you have seen lately, since you are the person who's seen more movies than anybody else in the universe during the week. So what do you advise?
Okay, first of all, no kids. This is not a movie. It is not that there's going to be things that are going to be really disturbing to kids. It's that this is a political science spectacle.
Yes.
This is about politics, about business, about consumerism. Kids are not going to get this.
Now, I would say some kids would get it. And why I say that is that this is, am I correct? This is an Angel Studio?
This is an Angel Studio
Which you can
release.
tell. No, not in this one, and I haven't brought my Angel, but we need some time to discuss fully that. But we know that they always have a purpose. But they don't hammer you with it. On this one, they hammer it more than usual.
And what I found so amazing...
Everyone's equal.
Everyone's equal. I found so amazing is Angel is a Christian-based studio.
Yes.
And I was a little apprehensive when I first started hearing about Angel. And the first couple of Angel films I saw definitely had a Christian message. So I thought, okay, well, they're
They
going...
waited to the end.
Yeah, they
This
would wait
one,
till the
all
end.
what
and they
was
would-
made to
they would
order.
do. But what's
Yeah.
interesting to me is this is a movie very much decidedly anti-Trump. You cannot escape saying that this movie is anti-Trump.
You don't have to care either way, though, to see what it is about totalitarianism.
You know, but I walked out, as I was getting out of my seat, I thought, why is Angel Studios, a conservative Christian studio, turning on Donald Trump with Animal Farm? And then I stopped and watched the credits. The entire executive board and staff, management of Angel Studios are all women.
Yes.
So what I'm seeing here is these are conservative Christian women
look at-
who are pissed.
The half dozen movies that I've seen of theirs, which I have liked very much, high values in it. They avoid it until the end. They have really one of their major actors will sit and talk to you for a bit, but you don't have to listen to it.
Mhm.
You can leave the theater, but they're very careful. Mother Cabrini, for instance, they do stuff that's engaging, interesting, and also is socially responsible without hammering you with it.
And you can be socially responsible without at the same time having to be conservative.
That's right. I'm John DeSando.
Cinema, 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 cinema. Classics, let's go to the movies and share some popcorn, soda pop with